Hey everyone, welcome to Behavior Bites. I'm Mike.
And I am Brad. Joining us, as always, is our fabulous producer, Aaron. Say hi, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Today we're going to talk about a concept that's pretty much essential to just well-functioning schools.
Oh, yeah.
Consistency.
You guys, consistency is key, right? So consistency is one of those things that every single behavior strategy that we talk about on this series or that you read about, any strategy that you put in place in your classroom, if you are doing it consistently, that's going to be the difference maker between it going really well or it being less effective, right?
Yeah, and as human beings, we just feel safer. We feel more comfortable. We're more engaged when we know what to expect in life. I go to Casey's every morning, buy a large iced tea and a coffee every morning. That's what I do. That's my routine, and I expect that. Those rare occasions that the iced tea machine is empty, it throws me for a loop. It messes me up a little bit.
Right.
And I mean, you've seen this, like where I'm kind of...
It's bad.
Yeah. And because it's out of the loop. And it's just, it's not what I need and what I expect every day. And our students are really very much the same way, and they thrive on that consistency.
So let's talk about why being consistent is so important. So if you think about a lot of our students come from chaotic environments or environments where they're less consistent, right? It might be that they have sort of some dysfunction in their household. It might be that they're just a regular family. And as a parent, I know that I am not as consistent with my own kids as I probably should be. So at the school, we need to be that place that is consistent. That's that bastion of consistency for them, right?
Yeah, and another thing, one of the reasons we chose to put this out early as one of our first videos is that this fits really as a kind of an overlay of all the other strategies we're going to talk about on Behavior Bites. And you can be masterful at performing a strategy in your classrooms, but if you're not doing it consistently, it just isn't going to be nearly as effective.
Right. So let's jump into the how. And the how is a little bit weird in this one because this is more of a concept and a mind shift than it is do this, do that. But Mike, you have a couple pocket strategies and routines that you want to talk about.
Yeah, so these fit within how to remain consistent in your classroom. The first one, I refer to it as pocket strategies, and these are your go-to moves, right? So if you have a phrase of it, the kids that are complaining about an assignment, I mean, you can just have the phrase like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. However, we're going to keep working. And that's a consistent statement, and kids begin to just anticipate that that's going to happen, and there's a comfort in that.
Yeah.
Another thing, the when and then statements that we did in our last video, that's a great thing to just kind of keep in your back pocket, or fail-safe choices, or a lot of the things that we'll be doing in further videos. The other thing is routines, and we're not going to go real deep into that in this video, but routines in general, schools run on routines.
They do.
And because they're predictable. And you and I both say this when we go into classrooms. I mean, if you see specific behaviors that you want to change, slap a routine around it on what you want it to look like.
Yeah, totally. So the other thing with the how-to is that you want to keep in mind, don't do 10 things poorly if you can do 4 things well. It's really easy when you see this list of behavior intervention strategies to be like, there's so much. I'm kind of lost in the weeds. I don't know when do I do what, how do I do what? Pick something. Well, maybe it's when-then strategies, right? Pick something and do that consistently, right? And do it with fidelity. Do it correctly and do it all the time. Get really good at that and then add something else, right?
Yeah. So there's a related topic, that concept that we're going to be discussing in a future video. So we're not going to go into that too much right now. But that is consistent does not mean inflexible, like meeting kids where they're at. That's what we'll be talking about that in one of our future videos.
That's down the road. In the meantime, guys, go forth, do good things. Talk to you next time.